Hi guys, it's that time of the year again when it's the HSC coming up, just a few weeks away now. And so I've had a couple of interesting requests recently, so I thought I'd just do a few little shout outs and also just give you a couple of little tips and pointers that hopefully might be helpful to you as you go into the final stages of preparation for that all-important HSC. Firstly, to the group that I've had for the last 12 months, so that's Will and Riley and Liam, Bella, Yongi and Alex. Guys, it's been a lot of fun over the last 12 months. It's a shame that it's all come to an end. It seems to have come to an end very quickly, but it's been a lot of fun working with you guys, and obviously I'll miss you. But the key thing is to remember all of those things that we've talked about up until now. And the most important thing that we want to talk about is practicing questions. Questions are critical. Questions are the key. That's all you've got left to do. You've done all the other assessment tasks. And so now it's just about settling down and finding as many questions as you can possibly go through. And now it is about quantity as much as it is about quality. Pretty much from about 2006 onwards is when some modifications happened to the curriculum for chemistry, and so therefore from there till pretty much 2017 you can find lots of relevant questions for you to go through. Now you can sit down and do 3-hour papers, but realistically at this point in time try to have a look at as many questions as you possibly can. Dot point them, bullet point them, number them, however you like, to go through and make sure that you've got a bit of an idea in your head about the sort of things that you want to include in your answers. This sort of stuff is really important because it allows you to ensure that you've got your mind switched on to the key points that you're trying to look at over this last little preparation time. And work from backwards forwards. So that is, look at your HSC program, the number of exams that you've got and their distribution. Look at what's last and be doing that preparation first, so that as you get through your couple of weeks prior to your actual exams starting, you'll be working towards the ones that are coming up next. So obviously we're going to start with English, so you want to make sure that English is your focus for those last few days, so the end of that last week before you actually start your HSC. So that means if chemistry is one of your last exams, it can be one of the first exams that you start to prepare for this far out. Make sure your notes are in order and do plenty of questions, as many as you possibly can. I have another special little shout out, a request that came through from Olivia, and I know that there's a lot of schools that have been using the Edrollo material. I'm not recording for Edrollo anymore, and that's one of the reasons why you've got a lot of these available to you on YouTube. I find that there's a little bit more time that I can put into them when I go through this way, but Olivia sent me a special request, said you guys are graduating and have been using some of the Edrollo material, and that's great. If that's helped you, I really hope that that's been useful for you. Of course, at this stage, the most important things are to trust yourself, believe in all the work that you've done up to this point. If you feel like you haven't done enough, well, you probably join about 70,000 other people who are about to sit their HSCs as well. We all think we can do more, but the key is to trust what you've done. Make sure that you focus in on as many questions as you possibly can in the lead up to the exams. Look at model answers, look at marking guidelines. Try and make sure that as you're going through each of your questions, you look at as many questions as possible. As I previously mentioned, you make sure that you have a plan for how you're going to answer each of those questions, and you also practice writing two very important things: equations and the stoichiometry, the calculations, brain working, hand not. So the calculations are obviously where some of these things break down. And so we need to make sure that we've got a plan in place to ensure that these things are happening on a regular basis and you're not making silly mistakes. Sometimes it's about making sure that you've got a system in place which might be a vertical system, so that you've got reactants on one side going to products on the other. You're going to have your coefficients out the front, which means you can have mole ratios, number of moles, and then pretty much you're only going to be looking at these other variables. So if you can keep working through these things, look at what information you have, whether you're looking at a titration or whether you're measuring out masses, make sure that you've got a clear plan in place, and good luck with everything, guys. All the best. Thanks for watching.